As promised on a video a couple of days ago, this is a more shitposty video than usual. See, I'm not going to be covering an article, and I'm not doing a response video, so the format is somewhat, well, it could be the same. We are going to be addressing a comment eventually. It's a very short comment, but the comment opens up a door to my views on a certain subject I don't really cover much. Now, one can argue that I have certainly advocated for what the comment asks, and I'm not going to deny I will advocate for the rights of those that are denied them, or for inconsistencies to be addressed properly. So the comment is from Yobiaxis the Anti-Megtal, who I have later, or more recently, discovered is an MRA. He asks, so are you an MRA now, even though he wrote a MRA, like Alex and Misa? This was in response to a video I did about male suicide in the UK last Friday. For those who don't know, Alex is Irate Bear, and Misa is one of my Sammich wenches. Now, before I get into my views on this subject, I'm going to play a clip from both Irate Bear and from Miss Misa explaining their positions on this, because I want to make this quite clear when we get a little further into my position on this subject.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Irate Bear, although a lot of people tend to call me Alex. The person being referred to by Yobiaxis the Anti-Megtal in Omegon's comment section. Omegon asked me to comment on his commentception. So Yobi says that, or has labelled me as an MRA, and I wouldn't describe myself as a men's rights activist. I certainly do give a shit about men's issues. It's something that I've touched on a couple of times, but I certainly wouldn't say that I am a men's rights activist. Omegon wanted me to respond to that comment, so I'm not an MRA. I do care about men's issues. And to end this segment, I'm just going to say, Omegon, I'm going to batter your prostate.
I'm not a fucking MRA.
Amazing. And Irate Bear, darling, you can batter my prostate anytime. So now that I have given you what Miss Misa and Irate Bear think on the subject of whether or not they themselves are MRAs, I could quite easily give you an answer. Am I an MRA like they are? Well, as they both said they're not MRAs, I can simply say, yes, I am an MRA like they are, because they're not. I, for 3 years on this platform, almost 3 years for that matter, have been very consistent with my position of not being willing to adopt a label, which is why when people have pigeonholed me as an anti-feminist or an anti-SJW, I've not really accepted it, because I'm not entirely against feminism, and I'm not entirely against social justice. I will argue against individuals that push bad ideas. Those individuals have typically pushed them under a banner of feminist or social justice warrior, or feckless potato if we're going to talk about Kevin Logan, the guy that likes to use the word obtuse far too often. Now, as I fully intend to continue answering Yobi's question, because I could just leave the video there with me simply saying I am like they are, okay, bye-bye, done, credits roll, but I do want to embellish on the term MRA, because there is more than one term for it. For example, you have men's rights activist and men's rights advocate. Now, if we went back through the 3 years worth of content, almost 3 years, content I have on this channel, you could all certainly argue, and successfully, that I have promoted men's rights via my advocating for them when I notice disparities in my own country or many other countries through news or response videos. But hopefully those that would say that would also notice I have pushed for equality, calling out obvious bullshit from many different sides to any argument. Of course, someone could now counter and say, ah yes, but what about those gender-conforming roles of Sammich wench? My response to that is, I have also had gentlemen's gentlemen, and they do fantastic jobs. They've certainly put a number of women to shame. In any case, I will not deny I have advocated for men's rights, and I will continue to do so for as long as there are disparities. But I will also do that for women. I will not accept the feminist label, though. I am more than happy to advocate for the rights of those that are denied them, and I have done that in my content. Now, the obvious question that now comes up is, why do you refuse to accept a label? Is it because you're a skeptic clone? Is it because you're an edgy boy? Is it because you're a centrist? The answer is simple, but to address those first. I am not a skeptic clone, I am not an edgy boy, and I am not a centrist. I'm Cthulhu. That is my identity, and that is my political leaning. I would hope you all respect it, like I do the Whammons. A final little thing on the MRA label. A question could now certainly come up. Why do I not simply call myself a men's rights activist? As earlier stated, I don't accept labels. I have been consistent for 3 years, nearly. But the reason I won't accept the title of men's rights activist, even though you could also say that by advocating for men's rights, I am in fact an activist. And I'll have to draw a memory for this. I vaguely remember seeing an argument take place about the men's rights activist label between two people, and I think it was Sargon of Akkad and Dr. Randomacam. Unfortunately, going through many videos and streams, I could not find the video where Dr. Randomacam talks about men's rights activist and men's rights advocate. Otherwise, I'd be playing it now or linking it in the description. If anyone, by the way, knows which one I'm talking about, along with the stream where I believe a very drunk Randomacam was having an argument with Sargon about giving up the label, I'd appreciate it. Because I got Sargon's argument. It's a stupid one, but I got it. Whereas I've never been in the group of men's rights activists, so I've never felt the need to accept the label. I've never been a part of a group. You could argue maybe I am because I'm a skeptic clone, or maybe because there's a network of creators that get pigeonholed as the former skeptic community before it was annihilated by that German guy. Notice how I called it network. Most of the creators within it were somewhat individual by nature, not interested in being a part of a group, but simply networking to grow their bases. Selfish, I know, but who'd have believed people want to succeed on this platform? In any case, since I was never a men's rights activist or a part of any men's rights activist group, I never felt compelled to accept or adopt the label. Sounds silly, I know, but that is the reason I will give you. I've never cared for labels, and I'm not going to start to now. I will continue to do what I've always done, push for equality, whether someone perceives it to be or not, because they think by me advocating for rights denied to some that need to be addressed, they think I'm suddenly against the other side. To them it's a war, of course. Ignore the retards in this. Those intellectually stunted that think by me only advocating for, because they don't look at all my content, they think I'm only advocating for the rights of men and not for everyone. Focus on the fact that I am going to continue doing this. Focus on the fact that I'm always going to be here to push these ideas that are not being challenged. They're not being dealt with. They are concerning. And I promise, if things shifted, I'd be arguing for the other side. Because, earlier stated, it's obviously a total war. I might have a sarcasm sign here if it's not obvious enough that I'm being sarcastic. In conclusion, to Yobi Axis, who I will undoubtedly speak to on the Sunday Funday stream at some point in the near future, I am not a men's rights activist. Do I advocate for men's rights? Yes. Does that make me an MRA because of the other acronym? No. Do I push for equality? Yes. I hope this helps.